Stricter COVID-19 measures enforced for Jamaica as virus cases soar. Hi again and welcome. This is Links 007 TV News Report, and we'll be right back with the details to come. Welcome to Links 007 TV News Report, providing you with the best in local and international news updates. This is a place where you can get the most reliable and informative news information. Links 007 TV News Report. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is Links 007 TV News Report. With COVID-19 cases continuing to rise, Prime Minister Mr. Andrew Holness announced stricter COVID-19 measures, including adjusting the curfew hours to curtail the rapid increase in cases. Speaking at a digital press conference on Monday, Holness said that the new measures will apply for the 3-week period from August 11 to August 31. He announced that effective August the 11th, the nightly curfew hours will run from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. from Monday to Fridays. On Saturdays, the curfew will run from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. the following day, while on Sunday, the curfew will run from 2 p.m. to 5 a.m. the following day. Businesses will be required to close 1 hour before the curfew times.
This kind of behavior will lead to an increase in our numbers. At the press conference 2 weeks ago, on July 26, 2021, I had announced some tightening of the measures. I had also indicated that if we did not see a reduction in our numbers, further tightening of the measures would be necessary in order to give us a chance to reopen schools for some face-to-face learning in mid-September. I want to just pause here a minute to say that the government placed a lot of thought into what we're doing. We placed and developed a strategy. And that strategy was that we saw the rising public pressure. We saw the fatigue and tension in the society that was under the imposition of serious restrictions from February this year going into June. We heard the cries and complaints of businesses, of just general citizens who felt that the restrictions were having a psychological impact, having an impact on their business and their livelihood, and needed a break. And we saw that being expressed all over, on the news, on social media. And as I said earlier, people have a right to express their views about lockdowns and vaccines and so forth. It is their right. And the government must respect that and listen. And we did. We did that knowing Minister Tufton was first out of the block to say, we will have another spike. The CMO was clear, we will have another spike. In Parliament, I was clear, we will have another spike. How do we treat with that? So one, increase surveillance and monitoring. So you will recall that 4 to 5 weeks ago, we sounded the alarm that we're seeing the uptick. And we started to adjust measures as we moved along. And so in keeping with our strategy of being gradual, of being data-driven, of having a high level of surveillance, we have been tightening the measures in anticipation and in a preemptive way to ensure that we don't have an outbreak that challenges our health system, certainly measured by beds occupied. We are getting to that point, but we are confident that the measures that we will put in place will have an impact in reducing the numbers. You will have to note as well that the increases that you are now seeing, as the CMO would have pointed out on many occasions, that many of it would start 2 to 3 weeks ago, that you would be starting now to see the infection rising. So we are in that phase, a phase that we expected and we have planned for. It is not a time for the public to panic. you should know that the government has thought this thing through and how we will have to address it. And we will move through this as a nation, as one country. Now, the following changes to the Disaster Risk Management Act will apply for a 3-week period from Wednesday, August 11, 2021 to August 31st, 2021. Let's start with the curfew hours. Effective Wednesday, August 11th, the curfew hours will be adjusted as follows. On Mondays to Fridays, the curfew hours will be from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. the following morning. On Saturdays, the curfew hours will be from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. on the Sunday morning. On Sundays, the curfew hours will be from 2 p.m. to 5 a.m. on Monday morning. Closing hours for establishments will generally be 1 hour before curfew begins. And I want to just pause there a little bit. The strategy of the government, you will realize, is to gradually ease in the tighter measures. For various reasons, we have analyzed how we have implemented measures in the past, and we would have heard the concerns, criticisms, and suggestions of our stakeholders who have said that the implementation of tighter measures steeply sometimes causes congestion and panic. So we have moved the curfew hours down gradually. This is both a signal and opportunity to our stakeholders, business people, transportation operators, citizens moving around, that those who need to rearrange their business hours, who need to stock, purchase items, schedule appointments, that they get enough notice period. And so they are in the frame of mind to receive the tighter measures. So we have gradually eased them in over a 4-week period. So we are now back to where we were in terms of measures in early May, thereabouts, when we were at a 7 o'clock curfew. We have not yet implemented a no-movement day. A no-movement day, however, is possible. And in fact, no-movement days, if the numbers do not show signs of improving, will probably come, give it 2 weeks from now. So we are gradually easing in the tighter measures so that people can prepare and have enough time to adjust their scheduling and so forth. So the tighter measures are being implemented, and I'm saying to Jamaicans to be in an expecting mode that even tighter measures could come depending on the numbers that we're seeing.
Last Thursday, the number of COVID cases surpassed 200, and for 3 days it rose over 300. Hospitals are currently under pressure as there are limited bed space. Earlier, Mr. Andrew Holness printed a grim picture of Jamaica's COVID-19 situation, disclosing that 1,903 new viruses were recorded between August 1st and August the 8th. As a result, 238 COVID cases have been recorded on average per day. Mr. Andrew Holness blamed the rise on Jamaicans not adhering to the COVID-19 protocols, including social distances and obeying the curfew measures. The Prime Minister further added that the behavior of Jamaicans has led to the increase in cases. He said nothing that the government had anticipated the rise in cases resulted in the subsequent tightening of the virus containment measures. This has been Links 007 TV News Report. Thanks for watching.